What defines intelligence? I don't think there's anything more satisfying than witnessing what a really intelligent character is capable of. Someone who calculates every move, forecasts every obstacle, and seamlessly orchestrates the environment around them to realize their dreams, goals, and ambitions. But it's not simply about proving to everyone around them that they're the smartest, they clearly already know this. The goal of an intelligent character is to reshape the world into a place they themselves see as valuable and create a lasting legacy that nobody has ever thought to aspire to. It's to use that incredibly gifted mind to overcome an obstacle that nobody has conquered, tackle a problem that's never been solved, and create what has never been created. More so than their pure wits, this is exactly what I find to be most entertaining and enjoyable when watching a high IQ character do their thing. And even though I might not be able to match their level of raw intelligence, their drive, ambition, and hunger for a different future motivates me and makes me feel like I can create my own lasting legacy, no matter how small it may be. So in this video, I want to talk about what I think defines the art of the genius character. Now, there are a lot of characters who fit this description in anime, almost to the point of it becoming a problem, and I've personally dubbed this the Prodigy Problem. Gon and Killua can master Nen practically immediately because they're 1 in 10 million talents. Goku is a prodigy who can practically learn any ability nearly immediately due to his immense amount of sheer talent. And Ichigo has access to every single heritage in the Bleach universe, allowing him to tap into every power source within his universe. I understand that this is all needed to help prevent the story from becoming stale because they're all the main characters and need to distinguish themselves from the rest of the cast, but part of me can't help but feel like the reason why they're so extraordinary is a tad one-dimensional. It almost feels to me that the characters aren't aware of how talented they are and don't really have their sights set on making great use of them. Gon and Killua just want to be kids, have fun, and help the former find his dad. Goku simply wants to fight stronger and stronger opponents, and Ichigo plain and simply just wants to protect his friends. Which is all well and good, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing these anime for these characters, but you may be asking then what I would define as the perfect genius character model. And to answer that, let's look no further than... Without a shadow of a doubt, one of my favorite anime and manga of all time is Death Note. And while I can't speak for all of us, this is the first series that pops up in my head when I think of how intelligence can be used incredibly well to keep me on the edge of my seat throughout its entire run. The entire story is centered around intelligence, calculating 15 moves ahead of your opponent and whether or not one wrong word or slip up will cause the downfall of our main protagonist. If you guys aren't familiar with the story, first of all, I don't know how that's even possible, and second, it's really good, read it and ask questions later. But for those of you living under a rock, it follows a bored but incredibly gifted high schooler, Light Yagami, who discovers a notebook that allows him to kill anyone whose name is written inside of it. Using this notebook, he sets out as a vigilante looking to eliminate all the evil in the world and recreating it in his own image as an omnipotent god. Quickly catching the attention of police, Light comes face to face with his biggest adversary, the greatest detective on the planet, L. Laliet. Thrilled and excited by this life's new challenges, Light's goal is to determine L's true identity, while L's is to obtain irrefutable evidence that Light is the killer known as Kira. This then plunges us into the psychological thriller and mystery that has captivated the hearts of both anime and non-anime fans alike. And I think these two are the pinnacle of how intelligence should be portrayed in anime, so let's talk about them and what they do incredibly well. Light Yagami and L are practically the embodiment of yin and yang when it comes to intelligence. In essence, they're practically two characters that share the same level of intellect and are two sides of the same coin. They're both, for all intents and purposes, bored of the life they have because nothing really challenges them anymore. Light is potentially the most prodigious high schooler Japan has ever seen, with him being able to ace a college-level exam that even professors struggle with as a high schooler. While on the other side, you have L, who at the age of 8 stopped a series of bombings that would have resulted in a potential World War III. These are two characters who are head and shoulders above their peers when it comes to their intellect, but deep down, they're both looking for something more. Something to challenge them, something to test them, a new and exciting obstacle that they can overcome. With Light stumbling upon the Death Note, this dream is realized, giving these two the exact situation they both yearned for. Light, taking advantage of his incredible power, sees the world as a disgusting, wretched place that needs salvation, while L sees the Cura case as a new and exciting challenge for him to solve using his expansive means and morally gray tactics to get the better of someone he deems as smart as himself. These two are constantly trying to get into each other's heads to get a better idea of what the other is thinking, and being so evenly matched that they often come to the same conclusions about certain scenarios at the same exact time. The moment I knew the relationship between these two in this series would be different than anything I had ever seen was the moment Light finally got the death note and began killing regularly. This is when L publicly broadcasts himself and announces his desire to bring down Cura. Light, out of anger, kills the man on TV only to find out that this was a death row inmate who was set to die anyways. Given the program was only being aired in the Kanto region of Japan, the super detective essentially narrowed down the search for Cura from 7 billion people to 43 million, which is actually insane. Another crazy moment from Light has got to be when he purposefully loses his memories of ever having the death note to throw L off his trail completely, even actively assisting in the Cura case and seeking to bring him to justice. At a time when Light seemed like he was the most cornered, completely out of options, and even had to look after another person, being Misa Amane, he calmly assesses the situation, comes up with an elaborate game plan, and perfectly executes. To me, this sums up the dynamic between these two characters beautifully. They're both willing to do whatever it takes to outsmart and get the edge over the other, even if it's through morally questionable actions. This is what I truly love about watching an intelligent character work their magic. They take advantage of every situation, work with the information given to them, and come up with plans that nobody would ever think to try. The inner monologue of Light and L showcases just how attuned they are to the world around them and how introspective they can be. And while I would never aspire to Light or L's ideologies, their introspection and intelligence is in a way inspiring. I know I'd never reach their level of talent in a million years, but watching them think through the problems and reflect is a subtle reminder that I can do the same. Oftentimes in the chaos of life, I tend to rush into things for the sake of feeling productive or trying to achieve something that I'm not passionate about. But taking the time to think and reflect on what's going on around me before I lean into something is a concept that I can take from these characters. And while I think that the big brain stuff is cool to see, what's left with me when I watch an intelligent character is simply just a curiosity. And the reason I feel this way is because I feel like we can all improve ourselves in whatever area of life we may be interested in. Whether that may be making YouTube videos, sports, or any hobbies we have, just remain curious and continue to soak up as much knowledge as you possibly can. If we do this for a consistent amount of time, there's no doubt in my mind that we can all be geniuses in the areas that we love. So thank you Death Note for not only giving me one of the most entertaining anime that I've ever seen, but for planting the seed that I can continue to improve and achieve anything that I set my mind to. With that, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching and to comment down below who your favorite genius anime characters are. If you guys enjoy this content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss when a new video is posted. And with that, I'll chat with you guys in the next one. Stay curious, anime fam. Peace.